how you knew she was the one, bro?
Man, I think there's a few things. Number one is, you know, I was single sitting there. I never forget, right before I met C, I wrote out my 5 non-negotiables. I think in any business deal, right? Like marriage is...
It's a partnership.
You got to realize it's a partnership. It's a business deal. Not to be cold, but it's like, it's a partnership. It's we're going to spend the rest of our lives together. We're going to spend this. We're going to do this together. We're going to do this together. We're going to have these kids together. We're going to raise these children together. Like, we're going to make decisions together. Like, so it's a partnership. And so in any partnership, you got to have your non-negotiables. So I started writing those out. I was like, man, I'm gonna write my 5 non-negotiables. 5 is the number of grace. So I said, I'm gonna write these numbers, this out. And so I said the first one is number one is I wanted a woman of faith, right? Somebody who was equally yoked and somebody who believed in Jesus and everything else the same way. Number 2 is I wanted a woman who was faithful, not just to me, but also faithful to everything that she's doing. You know, like to her friends, to her job, her occupation. A woman who was faithful. Number 3 is I wanted a woman who was independent, had her own identity. It wasn't, oh, I was Russell's wife or this or that. Like, they had their own identity, they had their own dreams. It could be a nurse, it could be to a teacher, it could be to anybody, but obviously see on stage doing a 1-2 step and leveling up and everything else. But it didn't have to be that, but it was just somebody who had their own identity, who wanted to be volunteer work or whatever it is. Like, they wanted to have something they're dedicated to. Number 4 was I wanted a woman that was going to love me the way my mom loved my dad on his deathbed. When he was at his lowest, my dad used to always say, son, your mom's going to be able to take care of you. And the 5th thing is that I wanted a woman who would tilt the room. When she walks in the room, all the furniture would slide her way. And because of who she is and the woman she is. And so I prayed about that. I remember, you know, me and Judah, we went to church and I prayed about that, wrote it out. I wrote actually out on a napkin at dinner as we were sitting there eating a steak dinner. I wrote it out on a napkin and we prayed over it. 3 days later, I meet C. And when I walked in the room and I saw, you know, little future, he's 9 months at the time or whatever, and he crawls in my lap, and it was like, you know, this is going to be my responsibility. God, I remember leaving that night and God saying, God saying to me, raising this child, it's going to be your responsibility. And realizing that, I prayed to God, are you sure this is what you want me to do? Say, son, this is for you.
The first night?
Yeah, the first night. It's going to be your responsibility. And
was that scary?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think scary just in the sense of, not scary, but it was more so an opportunity. Like, okay, God, this is what you want me to do. This is, you know, stepping in to raise, you know, a child with C and this and that, and realizing that, okay, God, like, I know she's the one for me, but also too, I'm going to take this responsibility as well. Like, okay, like, and I was ready for that. I was ready for that. I was ready to, you know, I love children, as you know, I love kids and everything else, but it was like, man, to help raise a child and everything else, understanding that, okay, God, you're gonna give me this opportunity. What a gift.